Okay, Les, this is the next question we're going to look at here. It's B1 from 2020. Now, the key thing here is that it's based on an equilateral triangle of side 75 there in the side view. So that is an equilateral triangle. Now, I'm going to allow you to read the question yourselves, but just note there, I mean, the solution, the development is practically given to you there. And just to note that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts to it. So you've got the 6 parts there and the 2 sides folded down. So, the last thing I'll say there is just to be aware there, you're going to need room for the development. So I'm going to try and start the elevation plan in view high up on the sheet, out of the way. Okay, so step 1 anyway is to draw the elevation plan in view. Now we know that it's going to be around 70 high. So just come down there, and I want to keep it tight to the left. So it's 150 wide. So there's our elevation. I'm going to leave, it didn't say how much to leave them, so I'll just leave 10 between them. So here is 75. So set our compass to that. So we know anyway at 60-degree angle, so I'll draw this in light for the time being. No. Now this cut here is up 12. So that is there. And there's also a cut. I'm going to put on a perpendicular here, light. I'm going to come in 12. I'm going to take that back up parallel. So there, and that's back out perpendicular again. So that's my end view. So we now know the height. So there's the top height. So that's dotted. And this is dotted. So I'll just put on my 45-degree line here. So I'll just heavy in the outline of this. Okay, so that there is a lot of the front view, side view, top view set out. Now just to look at the question here for a second, what's important here now is the 20 and the 25 here. I'm going to be using them in a second, and they're on A. Now A is the sort of, I'll call it the overlap that's here on that. So I'm going to be using those measurements there now next, that 20 and 25. Okay, now they're attached there onto B. So that 20 and then the 25. Okay, now I know I've marked them in very heavy there, but I want you to see where they're coming from. So I'm going to project them down and across. And I'm just going to mark, now those distances are 55N. From either side, leaving 40 in the middle, which is correct. So that overlapping seam here, so these 2 points are on this height, and they join to here on the outside, so I just projected them across. So that is the elevation finished, that is the plan finished, I think, and in view finished. Now the next thing I'm going to deal with is this green sticker, so I'm going to actually put it in green, just sharpen the old pencil there. So that's a equilateral triangle of 40 in plan, so I'll just draw that there, and okay, so that green sticker goes on there now. Drawing with colouring pencils now may not be the greatest move, but I do think it'll help us to understand it alright. So it'll slow us down a small bit, but we'll get over it. So now obviously, maybe it's not obviously, but that green sticker, okay, is going on 3, so it's on the front, it's on the slope at the back, and it's going down on this surface then. So when I project that over, it starts here, so it goes up to the top, comes over the next surface, and projects in, so back, so it goes down as far as here. On the back sloping surface then. So I'm going to just put that in there in green. So hopefully that's coming out okay. So that there, now it might not look green, but it is. So I'm going to project that across now to the elevation. So my first 2 points are, now again I could bring up more points in one go, but I won't. I'll just take my time here and build this up a bit slower. So that is the base of it. Now it crosses over the top here and there. So I'll just lightly colour that in green. Now we're going to have a slight issue here now in that I'm going to be putting dotted lines down the back in a second. But, so I'll just try and keep the colouring light here. So now it crosses over this edge here and there. So that's going to give me dotted lines like this. And finally then, the point of the triangle is here in the center. Okay, so that's our sticker part of it done there. Now the last thing we want here now is a surface development of this. Now look, this was given in the question really. The answer was given to you in the question. So what I'm going to do here is, I think that base, that's 150 and the base sticks out 70 either side. So 150 and 70 and 70 is going to be nearly 300. Okay, so the only way I can fit this really is I'm going to draw the base or the 150 here just a small bit. So look, in the exam, if you were doing this on big sheets, you probably would fit this in a little easier, but I'll just lighten off here now. So I'm just lightening that off there a small bit, so I need about 7. Okay, so I need about 150 and roughly 70. So there's my 150. So hopefully I'll be able to fit that in there. So now I'll draw this. Apologies there, now I'll just zoom back out again. So I'm hoping to fit in the 150 for this here. So I'm going to draw the base over here. And so the base of this, looking down from above, the base of that is 67. Okay, so I'll just start it randomly here somewhere. And I'm going to just draw this in light, but a little bit heavier than normal really. Okay, so that's the base that's sitting on the ground. Now I'm going to fold down next the two sides. Okay, so we know here that the full 60-degree angle is here. One side is a 60-degree angle, and we'll say if I transfer that base over here like this, that 60-degree angle is at the front. So that's going up like that, and the other side is the opposite. And at the other side here, then it goes up 12. And what I can do next there then is along the 60-degree, that's how far out this goes. So that's there and here. So just heavy those in. And this last point there, then I'm just going to take an arc up to that from here, and arc from there. So I'm after taking that arc from there, and we know it's perpendicular from here. So there's two ways. I could use the angle or I could use the distance. So either one of them. So if I was using the distance, it would be like this. And if I was using the perpendicular, it would be like that. So ooh. Okay, I don't know why that's just a small bit inaccurate there now, because that is a true length of that, of here, and that I'm just going to double check that again. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swing an arc from this corner, just as another check. Yeah. Yeah. So that is the side. Okay, So there's the base, and there's the base. So I'm going to start building this up there now. So we know it goes vertical here for 12 next. So that's the next piece. And that's the vertical bit there. And then we have, just stick a compass on that. So then we have this straight bit going up there. And then we have this little rectangular piece here, so I just need a distance for that, which is 12, that's right. That was 12. So that was surface B, and finally then I'm going to have this slope here goes on. Am I going to fit that now is the problem. No. Oh God. No. My problem is that that goes up there and that's going off the sheet just a small bit. Okay, so that's going off the sheet there a bit. So if it was in an exam, you could just stick in another bit of the sheet there and put it on. So that would be going along here. Now that would be the slope at the front. And what comes next here now is our overlap seam here. Now our overlap seam here goes down. We know the true lengths of that from setting it up in the start was 20 and 25. So that goes, now I'm going to end up drawing some of this development on top of the end view, but there's nothing I can do about it. So 7 to 9, so that's 20. And then 25. So that's the end of it along here. And we know that that goes in 55 and then 40. So we'll just have to put that the best we can. So here is our seam, or that overlap thing. I'll just dot it. So that's the overlap. That's the slope on top. Okay, so there are all the bits. Now I'm going to just heavy these in. Now that's folding there. And and that bit's just gone off there, nuisance. But anyway, so the last thing we need to do there now is we need to get our green triangle onto this. Now we know that it starts here, which is 40 wide on this seam line here. So that is the start of it. Okay, now the next it crosses over there then the slope. Now what I'm going to do there is I think I'll just take a center line light down through this and I'll put a center line on that because it's slightly quicker. Because these are all true lengths, I'm actually only worried about the width. So it crosses the next edge because this is symmetrical either side of the center line. That's that far to either side. So that's here. And the next one is here. So I'll just draw that much first. And finally the top of it then is, you could say, that far down from there. Okay, so that there, just put a bit of colour on this. Okay, so if you're doing that, your options are, I suppose, really that's possibly the best way. Just keep it up there a small bit. So if I had started this in line with the plan, but basically look, it's about 250 the total length. Now I could have calculated that, and I suppose I should have really, because if I had added that, it would have told me exactly how much I needed to roll it all out or whatever. But the seam there extra on that. So Just double checking there. On a separate diagram, draw one piece surface development and include the outline of the location. So you don't need to colour that in, but just the outline of it. Or guys, another way you could get this to fit pretty well is if you measure this, which is 69. So if you were to start with that front piece there, which is 69, because you can get that measurement off here. So like that's 69. So if you put your, just start there a mil or two up, put your 150 and 69, that'll be the front bit, and then the base is going to be like 67 or something comes next. But yeah, you'll fit it alright, but it's tight enough on the A3 sheet. So yeah, that's the, just label that. So that's 2020 higher level B1. So yeah, best of luck with that.